Jesus, so there was so much information coming in on this whole Hillary Clinton thing, and I'd be lying if I said it didn't make me kind of happy that the truth was coming out. Um, uh, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of Democrats have rescinded their support. And we've got things coming out like former assistant FBI director uh, saying the Clintons are a crime family. That's a pretty bold statement. Um, Even if this assistant director, which I haven't looked into, is some ex-disgruntled employee during a Clinton era, it still holds some water. Um, it's a pretty serious accusation. Like I said before, you never know when you could get Arkansided. But the amount of information that is coming in is just crazy. I'm trying to work on this video, and I started it on, when did I start? The second or something. And I'm recording this right now, this part right here on the 4th of November, and there's just information coming in. So I'm kind of holding off on finishing this video and uploading it because more information just keeps coming in. So I think I'll probably just put as much information as I can into the video and then do some follow-ups. I already did one video, but you know, there's just a never-ending uh, amount of corruption with the Clintons, and I mean, it's just, oh, it's wild. Now, you probably know this, but I'm pretty conservative. I'm not super conservative, fiscally conservative, more socially liberal. Um, However, uh, I was never a fan of Hillary Clinton being conservative. I didn't like her policies, and I didn't like her track record and her sketchy history. But the stuff that I'm looking into when I'm researching this stuff, because I really don't like to put out BS. I'm not one of those people that says, "Oh, throw Hillary in jail for 30 years," you know. I mean, she definitely deserves some serious punishment. I'm not going to be the determiner of that. I hope it's not a slap on the wrist, but I'm seeing all this crazy stuff, and it is just it's just wild. And honestly, I got to the point where I was researching the Clinton crime family, and I got so disgusted I kind of had to take a break. And I have a pretty high bullshit tolerance, but the level of corruption is just absurd. Um, so I know Comey may have screwed the pooch in July or August or June or whatever. Um, but the fact that he reopened the investigation is pretty redeeming. He went straight to Congress. You want to know why? Because he knew if he went to the Attorney General, it would have gotten buried. Because Loretta Lynch has been obstructing justice. She's been obstructing justice. And again, I've been saying this in I think all of my videos, most of them. Independent counsel, special prosecutor, because we have an FBI investigation going on. Who's the prosecutor we're going to take it to? Now, Bharara's district, the Southern District of New York, Bharara is U.S. Attorney for Southern District of New York, and uh, I'm doing a video on him and his aggressive prosecution and his 100-0 record on Wall Street and his experience with organized crime, public integrity, and white-collar crime. He's definitely the man to prosecute. Problem is, unlike a district attorney, U.S. attorneys serve at the pleasure of the Attorney General. So we could easily have a mini Saturday night massacre where U.S. attorneys are sidelined or threatened or reassigned. Um, Although I think with Preet, they would have to be very careful what they do because Preet actually investigated. Well, he didn't. He helped investigate with Chucky Schumer. I'm not a fan of Chucky Schumer, but he helped investigate the firing of the U.S. attorneys during the Bush era. and he was
he's prosecuted
Chuck Schumer's
New York State politicians.
I think general counsel for legislative affairs or something like that.
Got 14 years.
And that's how he made some
As a
connections.
Democrat.
And then as U.S.
Majority
attorney, he's
Leader
made
of
all
the
sorts of
State
connections.
Senate.
So Preet is a very
Scallows,
dangerous prosecutor. He's not
Republican.
corruptible. He's aggressive. He's not afraid of anything.
Prosecute the governor
And I've
of New
actually
York,
heard
Cuomo, for alleged corruption. And Cuomo is corrupt. It's just a matter of proving it.
I don't want to give away
He's
too many
very
details, but I've
insulated.
heard a pretty legitimate DOJ prosecutor refer to Preet as a scary guy. Now, this prosecutor was retired
when it got too close to him
and doing something else in the government,
Sheldon Silver,
but
Skelos and others,
he still referred to him as a scary
shut it
guy.
down
And this
abruptly.
prosecutor that I'm talking
caused a lot
about,
of
this
outrage.
DOJ employee,
He actually
very high
kind of went
integrity,
missing for a week, I believe.
nothing to hide. I know him personally.
So,
So to hear that from an aggressive DOJ prosecutor that I know personally tells me a lot about Preet. Not to mention, he's gone after all these New York State politicians.
He went after
If you don't know about that, look into it. Preet Bharara is the man for Special Counsel, Special Prosecutor. We just need to make sure that Loretta Lynch doesn't keep obstructing justice, because that's really what it is. And again, look at the Independent Counsel Act. I think it's 94. There was a couple of them. They were reauthorized. It lapsed in 99. But the Ethics in Government Act of 78. You're going to want to look at that. And there was a lot of provisions that were kind of geared towards reducing corruption, obviously. Lawnmower in the background. I'm going to see if I can get rid of that. Reducing corruption. A lot of them were repealed by lawmakers, separate from the Independent Counsel Act. Surprise! People want to be able to do their dirt without without looking over their shoulder. But it required things like disclosure of work prior and after working in Congress and whatnot, and earnings and whatnot like that. And something like that would really snare Hillary Clinton, as I'll talk about in my video once I finally get it together. So that's just kind of my thought on what's going on. So thanks for listening. New America Sheriff out. I mean, can we send a gift basket to Preet Bharara and ultimately the investigators that had the balls to do this? I know they can't accept gifts for doing their job, but I mean, some of these officials are restoring my faith in government, and granted, it's a very small amount, and I guess I don't have my hopes up quite yet, but Preet has a pretty good success record. Comey seems to be redeeming himself, despite what everyone seems to say. I don't think everyone should be going after Comey. He's focusing on doing his job right now, I think. And if you look at some of the information, like I said, he went right through Loretta Lynch. He didn't go to the president, he went to Congress. So Comey definitely doing the right thing. So I can't hate on the man. Interesting that the DOJ was obstructing 5 field FBI offices. We had FBI New York, obviously. Hillary's servers in Westchester County with her home there. And Preet Bharara's district, Southern District of New York, covers Westchester. And then we had FBI Washington. And then what I find interesting is we had FBI Little Rock, Arkansas. Now that tells me that there's some deep links. And then we had FBI LA. I mean, pretty wild stuff. But apparently, this investigation is going through U.S. Attorney, Southern District of New York, in conjunction with the FBI field offices, instead of through Main Justice, aka the DOJ. And with good reason. It doesn't seem like Loretta is interested in this case, in anything other than obstructing it. Although now I'm learning that the FBI's white-collar crime division is looking into it. I hope they're not whitewashing it. I hope these other investigators stick with it. Some real interesting company Hillary keeps. I mean, Bill Clinton, at minimum, a philanderer and somewhat of a pervert. At minimum. I'm being kind here, guys. I'm trying not to be a jerk. Anthony Weiner, total pervert. So Interesting company some women keep. Interesting company someone like Hillary and Hummel would keep. Very high power. Very dumb on their part. Yeah.